Kevin walked into the right gym and learned Muay Thai from the very authentic Thai style. And then I would go in there. And Master Chan, who I think is still in Las Vegas, I would walk in and I'm still drinking and partying and everything. He was like, "Oh, baby, you're fat. You need to lose weight." And I was like, no, that didn't come from my dad. That came from this Thai man that has nothing to gain in my life but to be like, "Hey, you need to work out." And so I immediately signed up for 20 lessons with him. And
so you fat shamed you into training?
Yeah. I don't know if you know this. Thais are really good at that. And
Are they really?
Yeah, I probably need Master Chan back in my life right now. If I'm being really honest. Like, he's probably like, "Oh, baby, get back into training." They're always like, like the first 2 weeks of training sucks so bad because they're like, "Oh, too big, too big." You have to go down. And I'm like, I usually lose about like 20 pounds the first 2 weeks just because I'm like, this fat shaming just sucks. But I don't mind. I grew up in my family where like, I walked in and, my grandmother, my grandmama Maxine, she'd be like, "Honey, no, you can't look like that on TV. You have to, because she comes from the classical days. She's like, "No, you need to, get in the gym and make sure that your face is good and da-da-da." So my family doesn't pull any punches either. And I'm okay with that. Like, I think it's people around you telling you the truth, trying to make you better in life. Which is my entire family, every single one of them. Like,
yeah, it's a weird time today. We're not supposed to do that anymore. They want
nobody stop around me.
They want you to preserve people's feelings now, but there's like fat shaming only works if you feel bad. Like
if you feel bad, if you do it, or
if the person feels bad, if it like you can't fat shame me.
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Oh, I'm fat, okay."
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Like, but if you have an issue with your weight and someone tries to fat shame you, then it works.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, like, it's like not a great feeling, but it is a necessary. Somebody cares about you when they're like, "Hey, be like, okay, hey, you're doing this in your life and it's probably not benefiting you. Like, how can I help you?" And in my family, the Italian part of my family, it's just like, it's funny because you walk into like Thanksgiving, they're like, "Okay, you're 5 pounds up. Way to go. You gonna stay away from the mushroom raviolis this time?" And I'm like, "Why do you have 4 different types of bread on the table? This is your fault."
Well, people do it because they care about you sometimes, but sometimes they do it just because it's a a place to be cruel.
Well, I don't care about those people.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's the internet.
Yeah.
That's a lot
That's
of
the entire
internet.
Twitter. Yeah. Yeah.